And welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. You're listening to the Bruce Starr Show here on 95.9 and 106.9 FM, as well as 960 AM. And we have a great guest in studio. Dr. Donna Goldstein is in studio with us. She's the founder of Body Wisdom Lifestyle Program. She's a 28-year veteran psychologist, former corporate wellness director, author, and certified health coach. And as a weight loss and lifestyle strategist, she has helped her clients worldwide, goodness gracious, collectively lose more than 5,000 pounds just last year alone. Dr. Donna's been featured on a PBS special, the Miami Herald, Prevention Magazine, Holistic Health magazines. She's also contributed to 29 books, including 101 Great Ways to Improve Your Health with Dr. Joseph Mercola. One of her interests is the intersection of wellness and technology. Thank you so much, Dr. Donna, for being on the show. It's great to have you.
Fabulous to be here, Bruce.
Super. So tell me a little bit about you that I haven't read. I know I like to introduce my listening audience to you, maybe, and how you got into the work that you're doing.
Okay, thanks. Well, you know, like many people, Bruce, I struggle with my weight for over 30 years. 10 years ago, I was 205 pounds, size 16. And, you know, for the women out there, I had given away all my high-heeled shoes because, forget it, I couldn't even walk on them anymore. I had a lot of foot and ankle and knee injuries. I was in pain all the time. And I really got too old for someone who was as young as I was. So about 10 years ago, I stepped in a pothole, Bruce. I was on a humanitarian mission in Haiti, and just desperate, having broke my foot the third time. It was a podiatrist who said, well, you know what, Dr. Donna, and I remember I had already at that time been a psychologist for many years. He said, you know, unless you do something about your weight, unless you really get your life under control, you're probably never going to walk well again, and I think I'm going to put you in orthopedic shoes. Well, any woman who's single knows you don't want to go into a singles event wearing orthopedic shoes, and you know, the corporate world, you don't want to wear orthopedic shoes, and I just didn't want to limp, I didn't want to be unhappy, I didn't want to be unhealthy. So I was very fortunate that podiatrist he just didn't have any bedside manner at all. He was kind of mean, but you know, he just kind of said, you're fat. That was it. You're fat. Oh, great. And at the time, I had a broken foot, and I had always thought you had to exercise really hard in order to lose weight. So what am I going to do? I can't even exercise. So he put me on a plan. He put me on a plan where I had portion control, where I ate a number of times a day, and it was quite a miracle. I lost 70 pounds at the time in about 7 months.
Wow.
I became a health coach myself. I changed my whole practice around. I was still a psychologist, but I became a certified health coach and obesity prevention educator so I could help other people lose weight. And I did that. I have done that for many years. And it's been very exciting and thrilling now to expand my practice so it's now global. And I can help people really anywhere in the world, because most of us who are struggling, it didn't happen yesterday. It's been a long-term struggle, like for me, since my early teens, as it has been, you know, for many of my clients.
And actually, I know, because we've done some videos together.
Yeah,
we shot some videos not too long ago, and having video kind of be there for you. You can get your workout anywhere in the world.
Absolutely, and Facebook helps with that as well. I've had clients now in Colombia, in Pakistan, in India, all over the Caribbean, and it's very exciting to have something that can be of service to people, because a lot of people, Bruce, are really suffering.
Absolutely. So it's one thing, you know, I think many people would say, okay, Dr. Donna, I bet you I can lose weight off your program. I've gone on this diet and gained it back. I've gone on that diet and gained it back. How do you explain how you've been able to keep the weight off for so long? And what would you say that other people have to do to accomplish the same goal?
That's a really good question, Bruce, and I get it all the time. Because remember, I was a yo-yo dieter myself for more than 30 years. I tried just about every program. I would always lose, 10 or 15 or 20 pounds, and I would eventually gain that back and more. That's how I got up to 205 pounds. When I lost my weight, Bruce, it wasn't so much because of the program that I lost it on, but because I made some new habits and I kind of committed to a new lifestyle. Some of you who know me know that I love to belly dance, and I love to do yoga, and I love to walk, and I love to do water aerobics. So my program incorporates a lot of very healthy lifestyle habits. It isn't just a food program, because many people who lose weight, whether it's with shakes or with bars or various kinds of programs, typically over time, unless they change the other parts of their life, and unless they change how they deal with stress, and unless they change really their whole long-term lifestyle, often about 80–90% of all people, no matter what program you used, it doesn't matter, are going to gain their weight back. But I didn't. And that's how I started the idea to develop Body Wisdom. I work with a PhD nutritionist, I work with medical doctors, and many other people, really experts in the body-mind connection, to see what is it that people need to do and not do if they want to keep their weight off. And what's different is that it isn't just about weight loss. It's about health, it's about longevity, and with a focus on health and longevity, then the weight loss follows.
And wisdom.
Yes, exactly. Listen to the wisdom of your body. Yeah, because you know what, Bruce, a lot of people think, oh, I have to go and work out for 2 hours in the gym every day. If your body isn't calling you to do that, if your body wants you to walk in the water instead, then you need to listen to your body. Bruce, a lot of my clients are over 30 or 40, and almost all of us have had injuries. I mean, I tore my knee to bits, really being overweight and trying to work out too hard. And I still have a pretty serious injury to my knee. But I found what I can do to still move and to keep moving. But the beautiful thing is, if you can learn to eat correctly and in a balanced way, you don't really need the things that people use to speed up your metabolism. If you can get your body kind of humming correctly and learning to burn its own fat, it's a beautiful thing. One thing I do too is that, as a psychologist, I have people look at, what is your mindset? What does food mean to you? And how can we make food kind of less the focus of your life? I've been thinking a lot and doing a lot of work. I'll be giving some speeches about celebrations. We kind of think that when it's a celebration, when it's a birthday, we have to go out to, for drinks and food and desserts and cakes and ice cream and things like that. And, I just had a wonderful birthday, Bruce, and several of my dearest friends, including your wife, got together and we made mala beads. It was a beautiful thing. I have done things where we took a dance class together. I just did, for a charity benefiting breast cancer, we all learned to do yoga together. You could go to a movie together. So part of what I try to do is help people look at what are the alternatives? How can we lead a life that isn't focused on food and drinks and be more mindful about it all?
I want to say hello to my friend Susan. Susan is in Toronto. She's an old friend of mine. And she's asked me, I was just going to say, if anybody wants to call in, phone lines are open, 877-960-9960. And from anywhere and that might be from either just the United States, but anywhere in the country, you can call in at 561. And, Susan, you might want to do that, 561 253-1406, 253-1406, and that will get us right in. Is that the right number? That'll get us right into the studio. But my friend Susan, I want to say hello and thank you for joining us here. She says, what do you think about living plant foods?
I think it's a beautiful thing. It's a curious thing. I am a lacto-ovo pescatarian. But you know what? I haven't eaten any red meat.
Which makes it impossible to go out to dinner
with you. Figure out what that means. But no, it isn't. We can find lots of great places. In fact, probably with the pescatarian, I can go to that wonderful sushi place that you like to promote here. We'll have to try that.
Absolutely.
But absolutely love, I love plant foods, plants of all kinds. My program is really based on eating natural foods, lots of vegetables, some fruits. There's even, small amounts of grains in it, and lean protein. So lean protein, can be, we eat a lot of tofu and seitan and, various kinds of lean protein. I'm not a big meat fan. And as I said, no red meat now for over 40 years. A lot of, we're looking for longevity, right? So if you don't want to, clog up your arteries, you don't really want that red meat in your body if you can avoid it.
Absolutely.
So yes to the green plants.
Cool. And my friend Susan in Toronto also says that you're lovely and you have great energy and that you're a very nice choice to interview.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm delighted to be here.
So let's see. If you would like to call in, there's a number right behind us, 877-960-9960. And we're What I'd like to ask now is, I know what my feelings and thoughts are about being able to keep weight either off or down. I think there's a lot of people out there that, to me, it's almost like a sign of giving up on love is when all of a sudden people start gaining a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And so it has a lot to do with how desirable you feel or undesirable, how worthy you feel about relationships or unworthy. So what do you think in your mind is the effect that weight plays in relationships?
Well, you know what, Bruce? I have a lot of clients, especially women, who are overweight. And once they get to be more than, say, 30 or 40 pounds overweight, typically they become very self-conscious about it. And then they don't want to go out. Then they don't want to be seen. Or you can usually tell by people's Facebook pictures, like if they're cropping themselves out or cropping off the bottom part of their body or cropping it back to just see their face.
Or they show landscapes.
Or they show landscapes and they don't look like the person on there. And that's one thing that I would say if we get to giving advice about relationships is, for goodness sakes, make your profile picture, if you're going to do online dating, make it look like you. You can be sexy and beautiful at any size, and I really believe that. Although we'll talk later on, I think that men kind of like to see a shape. So if you get your waist back, which is part of what my body wisdom program can help you do, once you have a nice curvy waist, keep some curves.
People want those curves.
People want, I am not about skinny. I'm about healthy, and I'm about living a long and healthy and vital life.
But you're very right. People, they don't want the round ball.
Mm-hmm.
They would rather not.
Front, yes.
Yeah, they'd rather not. And it's interesting because the other day I put my hand on someone's waist,
right,
a lady, and just in a very innocent way, and I felt a curve there, and I said, "That is very feminine. I like that."
You like the curve, yes. Well, we're in South Florida too, so many Latin and Caribbean people. And, again, I'm not going for skinny at all. We don't want to look like a boy. Remember Twiggy, what we want to do. But we do want to be at our healthiest and our best and where we have the most energy so that we can dance, so that we can be vibrant. I always tell people, when I think about body wisdom, my mother, who is 88 now, was still square dancing until she was 86.
Wow.
That's body wisdom, to where she was moving her body in a way that kept her vital, kept her young, kept her mind here. And she found something that worked for her. In fact, Lauren, your wife and I, 25 years ago, started doing yoga together.
Yes.
And I think that yoga is part of what's kept both of us vital and
absolutely
youthful. Yes?
I think yoga is absolutely huge. When I lived out in LA and I saw someone who was obviously not 20 or 30 or even 40, but 50, and they looked great.
Yep.
I knew 9.5 out of 10 times it's because they were doing yoga. And sometimes, just to prove my point, I'd go up to them and say, "Do you do yoga?" And they'd say yes. So the combination of, watching your foods and your intake, and we're going to go into a little bit more detail about that when we come back from the break. And we're also going to go into something else that you have been able to integrate into your life and integrate into body wisdom that's going to be helping, tens of thousands of people all over the world. So you won't want to go away for that. You are listening to the Bruce Starr Show here at 95.9 and 106.9 FM and 960 AM and live streamed around the world and also right here live over Facebook. Don't go away. We will be right back.